boy. So last week's question, Parshas Vayera, was that morning that Moshe went to Paro and did the start of Makas Dam. What day of Parag Zayin Pasuk Tes Vav? What day of the week was that? So the answer is in Pirkei Rav Eliezer, the 9th parak. It lists all different things that happened on Thursday. Yetzias Mitzrayim and the splitting of the Yarden, and also all the water of Mitzrayim turned into dam. Happened on Yom Chamishi. Okay. So in this week's parsha, of course, at the end of the parsha we have all the way to the end. First is the parsha of first is Kadesh Li Kavachar. And then there's the parsha of Hoya Kivyachal. These are the half of the Parshas in Tefillin. So we know, of course, the famous Machlekes, Menacha is the Lam Down on Beis. Rashi says it needs to be in the order of the when you set up in the Tefillin, it needs to be the order in the Torah, which is Kadesh Li, V'hoya Kivyachal, Shema, and then V'hoya Shemaya. Tosfos brings Rabbeinu Tam that says the Havayos, the two V'hoyas, need to be in the middle, so it'll be Kadesh, V'hoya Kivyachal, V'hoya Shemaya, and then Shema. And then Tosfos also brings the Shita of Shimush Rabba. Tosfos brings it that it's Shimush Rabba, it's a different Shita that it needs to be, it's kind of like Rashi Shita. It's basically exactly like Rashi Shita, but just the other way around. Like in Talmud Hagim, it shows in the end of Hilchos Tefillin, it shows a picture how all of them look, and it shows that Shimush Rabba is basically exactly like Rashi, just backwards. And then there's the Rambam in Perkei Halacha Gimel, Hilchos Tefillin. The Rambam goes exactly like Rashi, and then the Ravid argues and says fourth Shita, which says kind of like Rabbeinu Tam, but just backwards, which would be Shema V'hoya im Shemaya, and then V'hoya Kivyachal and Kadesh Li. So, whoa, 4 Shitas? Wow, that's really cool, right? No, it was famous. The Sefer Yalkut Avonim, it says that Rav Chaim from Volozhin, he actually told him that he asked Rabbeinu, he asked the Gra, why don't you wear Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin? He asked the Gra, why don't you wear Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin? So the Gra says, why do you do it? Because of course, if he was asking that, if Rav Chaim was asking the Gra, it must be that he did it. So he's asking, why don't you do it? So the Gra asked, why do you put on Rabbeinu Tam? So he said, I want to be Yotze the Suffolk, I want to be Yotze all the Deos. So the Gra told him that he actually would need to put on 64 pairs of tefillin, 64 pairs. We want to be Yotze all, because then there's he showed him the Sugya of Menachos that shows that there's not only Rashi and Tam, it's actually 4 Shitos, and then there's all different kinds of klaf and psuchos and stumos, how to make the ink. If you try doing chaseras and yaseras, each word should have extra yod, missing a vav, all these things. We end up actually being 64 Shitos. So that's why the Gra, he didn't even just bother doing a Rabbeinu Tam. Just did Rashi.
Well, some could try to do the main one of Rabbeinu Tam and Rashi.
Yeah, people sometimes do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so which one's the actual real one? So in Shais V'Tshuvos B'nei Shemayim, Rabbeinu Yaakov Ish Tam, the one of the Balei Tosfos, when he asked questions in Shemayim, the third Shuvah, he says, so what should be the order of the Parshas? Because he says that some Chachamim say that it should be the order of the Torah has it, and some say it should be the 2 Havayos, the 2 V'hoyos should be in the middle. So he asked Shemayim, in his dream, he asked the question. So they answered him, Elu v'elu divrei l'kem chayim, both one actually right, just as the machlokas below, so there's a machlokas above. In Shemayim there's actually a machlokas of this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says Rabbeinu Tam is the real one. And all of Bnei Shamala say that Rashi is the real one. Because the reason why they say Rashi is good, because that should be Kadesh Li V'hoya Kivyachal, V'hoya Shema, and then V'hoya Shemaya, because Shema should be before V'hoya Shemaya, so that kavod of Malchus Shemayim should be first. And then V'hoya Shemaya. So that's like Rashi. So then, just an interesting shmooze of Rabbeinu Tam and Moshe Rabbeinu.
Oh, before we do that, the hadiyos of small notes of Rav Ruven Margolios on the Shas Jerusalem Shemaim. He also wrote a sefer called Malachi Elyon. So he says, he brings from the Megala Mukos that the pasuk Shomer Tamur E Yashar Ki Ish Acharis Sholom. No, Ki Acharis Ish Sholom. So there's a remez for all of them that they're all Elikim Chaim because Shomer Tam, that's Rabbeinu Tam. Eid Yashar is OCI's Reish Shin Yud, which is Rashi. That's Rashi. And then Ki Acharis Ish Sholom. The Shemish of the Rabbah's real name is Sar Sholom.
Oh, so Ish Sholom is representing Rab Sar Sholom.
Yeah.
It's all three. Those the three shitos.
Yeah.
And also the Tefillin. Wow.
And then there's also like a Shar Kavanos. It says like you should know that the Rabbeinu Chaim Rital brings that you should know that Rabbeinu Tam and Rashi aren't arguing. It's very similar to what Shas Jerusalem Shemaim says. He says Ushtei hasavaros hem divrei elikim chayim shaloi ki divrei achoshim she svara achas hiya emes achas betol. He's saying that these two svaros, these two opinions are they're both true. It's not like the people who think, okay, one is true, the song only puts Rashi and the other one is Batil, like the song says in time, and he says Chalila milhamin davar zeh, Chalila to believe such a thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, they're both true, yeah. As you see, like in Shemaim
yeah.
Like I said, Yeah. Okay, so now in Seder Adaros, it brings a very queer. We see an interesting discussion of Rabbeinu Tam and Moshe Rabbeinu.
Yeah.
So in Dal Alafim Taf Kov Lamed, it speaks about Rabbeinu Tam. He's really named Rabbeinu Yaakov. That's the name. He's called Rabbeinu Tam because of Yaakov was Ish Tam Yoshev Holim. So he's called that, and he's the brother of the Rashbam, actually, the grandson of Rashi.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says that, it speaks about how it brings from a certain sefer gadol kosher v'sodes v'nyani kabbalah, like a certain deep sefer. It brings that there's a certain mindset that all the kilos knew, that everyone knew that on the fourth day, on Wednesday, that's Tisha B'Av. That'll be Tisha B'Av, and the Navi will be Dirish in this certain building. The Navi will be Dirish. And there were many Rabbonim over there. There's a certain Rabbeinu Yaakov, Rabbeinu Yitzchak, Rabbeinu Nachum, Rabbeinu Avram, Rabbeinu Aaron. All different Rabbonim were there, and he'd be Dirish from one of them, the Shira Sayam. So in Parshas B'Shalach, he'd be Dirish the Shira, and at the end of his drasha, that Rabbeinu Yaakov, a certain one of the Rabbonim that came, he asked the Navi. So this Navi wasn't actually like a Navi. It's really, Shashanas HaKabbalah says really he was the father, perhaps maybe he was just the Rabbeinu Shmuel Hanavi. He's called, Hanavi is one of the Rishonim, the father of Rabbeinu Huda Chassid. So, and so he's called Navi. So he asked him, he said, you should ask to Rabbeinu Eliyahu that, and to Rabbeinu Tam how to tie the knot of Tefillin. Do you need to tie every day? And it's good if you just wrap it, or all the time you need to do every day. Or maybe all the time you need to do every day is just to wrap it around your arm. That's considered like the tying. Or do you need to actually do the knot on the head, and those knots actually, do you need a knot every day? So immediately the Navi, he brought in front of Mitatron, the Sar of the Melachim. He said, Mitat, calm down. And then he said to him, Mitat said to him that he couldn't calm down exactly, and then he said, you can ask me whatever you want, I could tell you. So then he asked, could Rabbeinu Eliyahu, could Rabbeinu Tam, could they come down? So he said, Rabbeinu Eliyahu can't come down because right now he's bringing a carbon in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and so the Navi said that at least he should come down because we need him for learning. So he said if he'll come down, the Shekhinah should come down with him, and all the Rabbanim agreed that we shouldn't disturb the Shekhinah. So then we'll ask Moshe Rabbeinu, because Moshe Rabbeinu is right here. So we'll ask him. So then they asked Moshe Rabbeinu how to tie the knot of the tefillin, and he said, you don't tie it the right way. The kshira is not just by the shell yad. That's considered the kshira. You need to actually tie the knot of the head every day. Then Rabbeinu Tam came down like a lion, and he said, "No, Moshe, the kesher doesn't need to be every day. You don't need actually not every day. You just need to do the hiduk every day." And now it's not the shell of rosh, it's only the shell yad. Only on your hand you need to do the knotting. So then Moshe Rabbeinu answered him, and he said, "No, it's only for mitzvah. I only meant it for mitzvah that you need to knot every day. You don't actually need to. It won't be ma'akev if you don't do it." So Rabbeinu Tam said, where's a mitzvah that it's only, a Torah says to do something, that's only l'chatchila you should do this. But b'diavad you need to do this. Fine, so then Moshe Rabbeinu answered, okay, fine, if that's true, fine, okay, then you need to do it. It's ma'akev. And you need the dalet on the shel rosh, you actually need to tie every day, and I'll bring a raya from my Torah that I gave to you, I'll bring a raya from it. The pasuk says, "Ukshartem lois al yadecha." It says, "Ukshartem" right next to the ois. What's the ois? Which part of the tefillin is for an ois? That's a shel rosh. Ukshartem the ois. You need to tie the shel rosh. That's a mitzvah in the Torah. And then Rabbeinu Tam asked him, "What do you mean? Doesn't it say it should be the Torah tefilin bein necha?" That's a shel rosh. Only after Ukshartem lois al yadecha, the Torah tefilin bein necha, and then here's the mitzvah of shel rosh. The first one isn't talking about shel rosh. First one's talking about shel yad. So then he answered, no, it means ukshartem the ice. The ones that are shel ice, for an ice need kshira only. And then only after, and then it says shel yad, ice al yodecha, because only when you're also wearing the shel yad, that's when you should do the knotting. So then they had a whole back and forth, bringing rayas and all different discussions, and then they set up lots of halachos together, and Rabbeinu Eliyahu joined in, and then they had this whole back and forth, and it speaks about in Seder Dayos. It says like then it's not really minat Torah to do the yud on the hand. That's really from the Chachamim. They added it to complete the name of Hashem, Shakai. And then it would be, and Moshe Rabbeinu said it would be mitzvah and a mufkar to tie it, the kesher of the shel rosh. Yeah, so if you see there, it's pretty interesting. Maybe you should check yourself.
Yeah.
It says exactly how Rabbeinu Tam called, how he got Moshe Rabbeinu down. It says like Rabbeinu Tam, he stood on his feet and he called in a cold gadol, and he said, "Moshe Rabbeinu, raid, come down." And then that's when he cried out 3 times until he came down in the yeshiva. And then he said that like it doesn't, that you didn't command this in your Torah that you accepted from Kadosh Baruch Hu. You didn't command this to tie every day. So then at the end, Moshe Rabbeinu agreed, and then he went back to what he did. He went back up.
So if you notice, very interesting. So if you notice before, it said, "Give me medayik from this Mahadura." Why it says, maybe this is actually how it is in the Kisvei Yad, but first it says, V'hanovi kara v'yad l'fneim es memtens. It actually says the full name of memtens. V'chacham relate mitat, raid, v'chon l'fneinu. So after that, it only says mitat because of the Reb Chaim Vital says his Rebbe the Arizal would be very careful by saying the names of Malachim because you're being mashpia then. So he was being mashpia and you don't want the person who's reading it. So anyway, we said we're continuing. We mentioned Yosha.
Oh yeah. Better quickly continue this before we get to the question of the week.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So what's the portion for this week's Parshas?
Here we have Arbach, Choshech, and Makas B'Choros.
Okay, yeah.
So, okay. So it says, Maka Shemine Sevi Alem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Arbe Shehu Doimet Tefillin Nomer, that their mouth was similar to a tiger. Shinov Geshine Arya, their teeth was like the teeth of a lion. Umisalisov Kemisalisov Lavi, and their jaws of like the jaws of a lioness.
Oh wow.
Okay, and why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring on them Arbe? Because the Mitzrayim were say to Yisrael, go and plant those trees and guard our fruits. Therefore we brought on them Arbe and ate whatever was left from the barn. Made a connect and mido. We have some interesting things by we're talking about Arbe. Medrash HaGadol, so in the Medrash Shalosha ve'Arba'a from Notes and Midrashim, page 536, says Rabbi Nechemia says there are certain things that were said by Makas Arbe, by the Chachamim. Their teeth were strong as iron. Brings rise for all this in Psukim. Their claws were as sharp as those of a lion. It's very unique. The horns were as destructive as an axe, their antennae. Their neck was as sturdy as a horse. Their wings was as powerful as a eagle, and their saliva was venomous, and it was someone was killed in Mitzrayim and snakes. I'd like to add from them, just snakes would bite and kill them. So over here, the horns were destructive as a axe. They weren't really antennae, but so I think there's a Gemara in Shabbos, Ayin Zayin on page. It says Rabbi Zeron asked Rabbi Huda. He asked him a question that why grasshoppers have flexible antennae. So Rabbi Huda said, because if they were sturdy, they would easily break in the grass. They live in grass, and it would easily break if they live in the grass. Therefore, it's bendable and flexible. So, like Shmuel already said, if you want to blind the grasshopper, you should cut off its antennae. Okay, thanks. I'll keep it in mind if you want to cut off if you want to blind the grasshopper. But yeah, so these ones were rooted on strongly, like the horns of an axe. Structure as axe. Let's continue. Makas Choshech. Maka Teshiyas Heva HaKadosh Baruch Hu Choshech Shel Gehenim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought on them the Choshech of Gehenim. Someone who was sitting couldn't stand. Someone who was standing couldn't sit because of the heaviness of the Choshech. And what's that made the connect midah here? Because the Rishaim in Israel, there were some Rishaim in Israel that didn't believe in the Gula, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to kill them with 3 days of a Afela, and he didn't want the Mitzrayim to see, and they would be happy with that, and to Chil Hashem. Therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought them Choshech so they wouldn't see. So the 10th Makkah, of course, was Makas B'Chorim. And before, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought on this Makkah, Moshe went by the Bechor Mitzrayim, and he said to him, Ko yamar Hashem kach atzois halayla ani yotzei b'Mitzrayim umeis kol Bechor be'eretz Mitzrayim. So the Bechorim went to their fathers, and they said, you already know all these Makkahs that Moshe said they would happen already came true, and now he's saying umeis kol Bechor be'eretz Mitzrayim. Now all the Bechorim would die.
Yeah.
So like you need to do something about it. So their fathers said, all the Bechorim and Tzarnim, all their fathers said, just go next to Paro. He's also Bechor and he would want to do something. So they went next to Paro.
Oh, yeah.
Paro, and they said, send this if you don't send them, every Bechor in the whole Eretz and Tzarnim would die. So Paro said to his servants, Hatom Bechol Midei Mardos. So Parshas Chaim says, Sha'amar la'avodav sheyiko Bechorim asher worked in Israel.
Yeah, they should get those Bechorim because
so
they want to free Israel.
So because Paro says, I said that either my nefesh would go out, either I will die, or the nefesh of Yisrael will go out, or I will die, or they will die. So it's either one. So he's like, he made Shalom Shiva.
Oh yeah.
So and these people said that I should let them go. So right away the Bechor Mitzrayim came, and they each one took their swords and they killed their fathers, which is because of bad advice, I guess. The Pasuk says the Makei Mitzrayim Bivchorei, and Pasuk can tell him to say it on Shacharis Pesukei Zimra of Shabbos. The Makei Mitzrayim Bivchorei, so it's also they also made some Makkah.
Oh. Okay, wow.
And on all this, it's Bechatzi Halayla Vashem Higa Kol Bechor B'Eretz Mitzrayim.
So that's behind the scenes of what actually happened there.
Yeah. So therefore, it says if the whole medrash is going, I have to just remind you, it's going on Yosher. So v'rov g'oinecha ta'aros kamecha t'shalach ha'ronecha yuchalemo kakash. That's v'rov g'oinecha, which all of them is midah connected midah. Okay, now for the question of the week: how many Erev Rav were there that came out of Mitzrayim? Okay, thank you for listening to Torah Parshas. Bye.
Okay.